what is your name?
My name is Lauren.
Okay, hello Lauren, and what do you do?
I am a 6th grade language arts teacher here in New York City, in East Harlem.
Okay, and what brings you here today?
I'm out here today because in general, along with the hundreds of people here, I'm frustrated that such a small percentage of our society, that 1%, controls so much of the wealth, and so that so few people can actually sort of see the fruits of their labor. So many of us work so hard and still can't make ends meet, still can't pursue the educations that we want, can't work in the types of jobs that we want, can't live in the type of homes that we want when we should be able to. So.
And how does that impact the work that you do?
I mean, as a teacher right now, one of the biggest things that's impacting me is budget cuts and privatization. You know, on the one hand, you have state and federal budgets that have been shrinking because of the financial crisis, and then how the government handled it with those huge bailouts. And so we've seen budget cuts. For example, this year I did not get Teacher's Choice money. In the past, I've gotten $150 at the beginning of the year to purchase supplies. This year I was given none, so I'm seeking donations. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm getting the kids to try and bring in more. On the other hand, one of the solutions that many city and state governments have tried to come up with is to privatize the education system through charter schools and through vouchers. So while there are charter schools that are doing good work, it does represent a move away from having a public education system to one that is controlled by hedge funds, by corporations, by basically anyone who can put a proposal through to a school. And so I do a lot of work also to fight against that. In my school building right now, we're fighting to keep our space and to share resources with a charter school that's been put in the building that's obviously much better funded than we are. So it's definitely affecting the school system.
And what is your vision of education?
I mean, first and foremost, I believe that education has to be public. Education is it's a fundamental right, and so I believe it's a fundamental responsibility of the government to provide a quality education to everyone. I believe that means that students are enriched, so that it's not just a focus on, while reading and math is important, that students are able to take classes in art, classes in science, doing lab experiments, so many of the things that you might see in a very expensive private school, which are not able to happen in the public schools. In my school, the emphasis is so heavily on testing because that's where our funding comes from, and if we don't get those math and reading scores, then we don't get to exist as a school. So basically, a school system that is public, that is full of enrichment opportunities, that allows students to inquire, to connect what they're learning in school, to their own lives and to what's relevant and interesting for them, and then one that eventually prepares a generation of people who are intelligent and inquisitive and can sort of further human progress, further our progress as human beings across the world. There's so much potential, and so much of it is stifled by a poor education system.
Great. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed.